What's up, guys? So here's episode 2 of Stitch to Shelf, where today we're going to talk about the book squares. Last episode, we guessed Satan, a fair square, and today we're going to talk about a few other ones, starting with the ones that I actually don't have physical copies for. Explanation why? Two different variants. We'll start with this one, which is Haunting Adeline. My sister is borrowing this copy of the book. I don't have it with me. I do own it, but I don't have it with me. I did give this book a 5 out of 5. This is how the square turned out. We have a light gray, a burgundy red. I know it's hard to see. It looks more pink. A red, a dark gray, that burgundy red, and 2 rows of black for 7 rows for a granny square. And then we have ACOTAR. ACOTAR, I do not own a physical copy, nor do I plan to own a physical copy. Nothing to you book girlies and book guys that like the series. I personally DNF'd the second book. I was already finding it extremely slow and not up my alley for things. But I did think I should honor at least the first book where I gave it a try and read it with the beautiful colors. So we do have a cream and then a peach here with a dusty blush pink. That burgundy red, you can see it a bit different now. Red, pale yellow, and then a white cream again. And I think that one came out very pretty. And I love the contrast between these as I do read all kinds of different books. So let's hop into the next book, which will go right back into our lovely cat and mouse universe with Hunting Adeline. I do have a physical copy for here. And I did give this one also a 5 out of 5. I'll be biased. It was worth the hype, and I adored these books. And here is its book square, very similar to Haunting Adeline's book square. We kept the colors similar, but changed up the layout. In this one, we have that light gray, that burgundy red, burgundy red, 2 grays, and a black. Where Haunting, we did 1 gray. Here's these 2 squares side by side. And then we're going to hop into what our first episode of Stitch to Shelf was, which was Satan's Affair with its book square side by side. So again, I am going to be making these book squares based off the covers, but I also am going to use the overall theme or mood of the books, because sometimes the covers, we've already seen, are going to get repetitive because I do like dark romance. But nevertheless, I think it came out nice with that pale yellow and orange, a red, a burgundy red, the light gray, the dark gray, and the black to match cover. Now granted, there is no orange, but it was more like that spotlight kind of fiery. She is fiery, Spitfire in a way. But we love Sibby. Who doesn't love Sibby? Next, we have a book called Set on You, which is an amazing rom-com that I did give 4 out of 5 stars. Sorry, my list is right there. It is a gym romance about a gym influencer who is plus size, falling for a firefighter and vice versa. There's a little drama there and whatnot, but that's what makes it good. It was a nice palette cleanser. There it is, palette cleanser for all the dark romance I was reading at the time, and it's so good, so good. But Here's its book square with that bright white, peach, dusty pink, a lavender purple, that peach, a cream, and a bright white again. I feel like maybe I should have included a blue because of her outfit and maybe a yellow, but I am nevertheless happy how this square came out because I did take a little bit of planning and I straight up refused to buy yarn to do any of this. This is to bust out some yarn so that I can make room for new yarns, and a lot of my yarns were gifted to me anyway. Next we have There Are No Saints. And if you can tell, that means There Is No Devil is the next. Also, I gave both these books a 4 out of 5. This book duet reminds me so much of Dexter. I personally didn't watch Dexter. My husband and my nephew like it. They watched it. And I've sat there and watched episodes with them, and that's how I can compare it. That's actually what I told my husband so that he would read it, that it reminded me a lot of Dexter. The first book, starting off with our lovely serial killer being obsessed with a girl and, well, ultimately wanting to, in competition with a different one. Where we get into There Is No Devil, where that serial killer loves her. But nevertheless, we know that we're not here to fully talk about book reviews and what the books are about. We're here to see these squares. So when I planned this one out, I added the olive green into this to throw a little color into the book square. I can't talk. Just to represent the snake. Give it a little bit more. And I used a white, the olive green, the gray, a darker gray, a white, black, and then this gray and white border is actually a variety vegetated yarn. It changes colors. And then same thing with the devils. We kept the olive green in the second row, changed out the center, and kind of just flip-flopped a few of the layers around. Same thing with this last layer, has that white to gray border. And then here are the squares side by side. And then we're gonna finish off with Where's Molly? Where's Molly actually gave me a lot more of a challenge than I expected because it's a black and gray, black and white cover. Can't go wrong there. Guys, let me remind you, Haunting. The two squares we looked at are black and gray. Satan's Affair and Hunting have black and gray and white, kinda, in them. What am I gonna do for Where's Molly? Well, it's part of the Cat and Mouse universe. By the way, 4.5 stars. And ACOTAR got 3 out of 5 stars, by the way. I realized I didn't tell you that one. Okay, Where's Molly did get 4 out of 5 stars. Unfortunately, it did not. Did not get the 5 stars. Though, I need more of Molly. Because, what? She's badass. Anyway, so I wanted to keep the tie into the other books. As you can see here, we have a black, dark gray, and a light gray down the last 3 rows. What did I do for the center? Keep true to this and make it seem like it is part of the universe within the squares. So when teeter-tottering, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do something with adding more orange and yellow, like Satan's Affair. Because, I mean, she's kind of crazy like Sibby. Do we give her a touch of Addie and Zaid. So, with a little love and a little of using mostly the theme and the plot of the story, we came up with this. The white center, Molly was once upon a time innocent. The red represents all that, well, you'll have to read the book. Olive green, well, she does live on a farm. The deeper red, also dark romancy, and well, at the time I did not have that for this, or this burgundy color would not be for those squares. But nonetheless, and of course again, the light gray, dark gray, and the black. So that is all of those books for now. We do have plenty more, and going in order again: Haunting, ACOTAR, Hunting, That's on You, There Are No Saints, There Is No Double, Satan's Affair, and Where's Molly? Let me lay these all out for you guys, and we'll see where it's looking like so far. Alright guys, so this is what we have: January, February, March, and April. There is another book for April that will be featured in the next video, but I'm going to be doing it by month. This is going to be a absolutely huge blanket, but the goal is to at least get 12 across. Yeah, I said 12. And remember, each square is 7 rows big, 12 across, and then I will work until I have probably 12 down for each month per year. So the first set that I'm doing is from 2024, when I was heavily into reading right before I lost my sister. And then we kind of slowed down a lot, and this is my challenge to get me back into reading and combining my crochet because I adore it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Stitch to Shelf, as definitely making these books into granny squares is so much fun and gives me a mindless activity to do while I'm watching TV or spending time with my family, or even just spending time by myself watching YouTube. So thank you guys for being here and supporting me on this new little journey, especially here on YouTube, of all places. Oh my gosh, can't believe we're finally doing it. But that's all for now, guys. I will see you in the next episode or the next video.